You shouldn't retain too long on semen retention. Let me explain why. Look, okay, when you really just go on semen retention, if you go more than like 1 year without, porn or masturbation or any sexual behaviors, then something bad is gonna happen. What is that thing that's gonna happen? Is it prostate cancer? Is it that you're gonna lose your genitals health? Is it that you're not gonna be able to be hard anymore? Is it that you're gonna lose your sex drive? Is it that you're gonna lose your testosterone, your libido? Is that you're gonna lose your overall manhood? None of that. You'll lose none of that. Let me just tell you a story. When I was 17, okay, I did this quote unquote no fap thing for 1 year, okay? And obviously, I'm free from porn, masturbation, whatever, lust, all of those things. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna do 1 year. I didn't say I'm gonna do 1 year. I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna quit porn. And I came to 1 year, almost 400 days, okay? Without porn or masturbation. And back then, and even afterwards, especially back then, my fear was that if I don't masturbate, I'm gonna get prostate cancer. I'm gonna lose my genitals health. I'm not gonna get aroused anymore. I'm not gonna have my sex drive. I'm not gonna have the same masculinity. I'm not gonna, have the same testosterone libido because I need a release, right? I need a release. If you don't have a release, then that means that there's something bad with your body, right? And something bad's gonna happen. So I was like, I need it, right? But then when I did almost 400 days, nothing bad happened. I mean, my sex drive was still the same, and my overall libido, testosterone, it was higher. It was actually higher. Okay. So what you need to understand, okay, is that you need to understand how the sex drive actually works, because this is something I tell my students, and it's so valuable once you realize this, okay? Your sex drive is basically like an hardware, okay? So what I mean by hardware is like you have the hardware to feel anger, okay? So you're able to feel anger. It doesn't mean that anger is just gonna pop out of nowhere. You're gonna wake up and feel angry because of nothing. You're not gonna feel angry for no reason, okay? But you can still feel anger once you choose to feel anger, once you choose to activate that hardware, okay? Now, the thing, and that's with like almost all emotions. But the thing is, with sex drive, it's the same exact thing, and that's the beauty, okay? Because you have a sex drive, you have an hardware, okay? And that hardware, you can choose to activate it whenever you feel like, okay? So whenever you say, you know what, I want to get aroused because I see a beautiful woman, or I want to get aroused because I want to get aroused because I think it's gonna motivate me, or I want to get aroused because I want to basically activate that sex drive, right? And that's how it's gonna be activated, okay? So it's an hardware. It doesn't mean that your sex drive is gonna happen out of nowhere. This is the biggest myth people feed into. You just think, oh, I don't have any control. I'm just getting hard. My sex drive is too high. No, it makes no sense, okay? Because yeah, of course, if you wake up in the morning, you're gonna have like morning wood. That's natural, right? And if your body is literally like physically physically getting stimulated because of tight clothing, for example, then obviously it's gonna quote unquote create a physical arousal, right? But not necessarily a sexual arousal. So the thing is, your sex drive is something that you choose to activate whenever you feel like. It's not something that is activated out of nowhere. It's something that you choose. It's the same thing as hunger, okay? So when people, for example, they go on like long, quote unquote, journeys of like not masturbating, not watching porn, not sex, none of that, right? They usually kind of fear that, oh, why am I not feeling hard anymore? Why am I not feeling like this kind of like arousal constantly anymore? The reason is, okay, is that based on psychology, when you go for a certain period of time without doing a certain behavior, and you realize that it actually makes you happier to not do that behavior, for example, semen retention, if you feel like it's just better for you, and you're convinced, because most people are not convinced. They think, oh, semen retention is so nice, there's so many benefits, but at the same time, I need to get released because it's going to be good for my health, for my prostate, it's going to be good for my libido. I need to get a release to get that boost of testosterone, for example, right? So most people, I fear going too long without it, right? So that's why they come back to it. But the thing is, when you realize that, you know, there's no point in lusting, because you're just literally turning yourself on mentally, and you, by activating your sex drive, and you realize that, you know, life is way better without having to lust. What happens is you don't get hard anymore. Not in the sense that you cannot get hard, but in the sense that you choose to not get hard at random times throughout the day. And trust me, this is the biggest change that will change your life forever, because now, because you don't activate your sex drive constantly after every few seconds of thinking of lust, of thinking of sex, right? Porn, masturbation. Instead, okay, you're literally going to be able to just not have this kind of like reaction to just like constantly getting hard, constantly activating your sex drive. And because of that, you can be able to focus on what matters to you. And because of that, you're not going to be this lustful guy that just thinks about women 24/7, thinks about sex, thinks about porn, masturbation. You're not going to think of any of that, because you need to activate your sex drive, and you don't want to, right? And guess what? Even if you don't activate your sex drive, the moment you choose to activate it, it's going to be even stronger. Okay, you can do the test if you want, but after like, I don't know, 2 weeks, and you're going to realize that, you know, it's superpower. You're not lusting, you're not watching porn, masturbation, you don't even feel like it, because you're not activating that sex drive, and you're just so focused on what matters to you. But you're still in the background, because of how your body works, you're still obviously going to be attracted to the opposite sex, right? I'm not saying that not lusting means that you become gay, right? It just means that you literally choose to just kind of activate when you feel like you need to activate. So that might be if you're like, for example, yeah, I mean, maybe sometimes you'll think about sex like occasionally, but it's gonna be very rare, right? But what's gonna happen is you're just gonna be like, so you're gonna have that peace of mind, because all of that quote unquote mental focus that you've been using to just fantasize about sex, about porn, masturbation, you're gonna use that for what matters to your business, for whatever projects you follow, to even better yourself, to be in a real relationship. And that's how life, and that's why people say like, oh my god, because of semen retention I've been successful, is because now you simply use all of that mental energy, focus, attention, time into things that matter, rather than just fantasizing. And one tip, okay, I will give you, which is gonna sound a bit controversial, but if you just go in semen retention and you stop listening to all of the nofap videos, and you just go on, stop listening to all of the semen retention videos, because the truth is, nofap has very bad advice, but semen retention, oh my god, worst advice. I never seen people that literally lack as much knowledge as this. They just throw some random theories and some random experiences they felt, and they say this is how you're gonna feel on semen retention. Anyone says a different thing, it's just dumb. It's literally dumb. Like you watch all of these guys in their car just talking about semen retention benefits. Now, yes, it's gonna change your life, but you know, they gotta just kind of like oak you so that you watch as many of their videos as possible. Me personally, leave the videos once you go on that quote unquote semen retention journey. It's gonna become easier for you, because you're not gonna constantly have in the back of mind, oh, am I quitting porn? Am I quitting masturbation? Am I lusting? Am I succeeding? Am I failing? No, instead you're gonna go and live your life and do what matters to you, right? You don't need 10 videos telling you like, oh, if you stop masturbating, you're gonna have this. No, you don't need any of that. You need to live life, okay? So please be careful and just go and just experience it, okay? Just experience it. You're gonna see your life is gonna change forever. Anyways, this is Samir, and I'm out.